So I'm excited about the whole thing. It's always fun to shoot. You know, you work for 6 months or more planning, and then finally the day comes and you get to, you know, put it in the can, which is great. So we have 5 days of shooting ahead of us. We'll have this thing ready to go to editing by next week. So it's pretty cool.
Morning, how are you?
Great, how are you, buddy?
The fourth degree is simply a launching pad for an experience of a lifetime.
The film should be exciting to you. It should get you excited to see the rest of the incredible degrees that we have. It's about the message. It's about the core values and the lessons to be learned from this degree and all degrees in the future. Scene 1D, take 12. Andy and I actually talked about this. I mean, could we have a section of this roof here that's flown in, Andy?
Yep.
You know, it's on.
Oh,
it's on.
So we can just raise it up.
It's on chain motors.
Yeah.
And then we take it away.
Yeah. Well, because what I'm thinking about is, so if I had this idea that we'd be on like this wide shot on the jib here. So as these guys leave, we start to pull out and raise. So Hiram walks away from this area and maybe walks over here.
You know, I have to read the script. I go through the script. I decide the location, the environment, and some of that is done obviously by talking to the director of photography and also the director.
As director, my responsibilities are to interview the cast, select the players, to bring the vision and the degree to the production team.
My name is Jeramie Hammond from Valley of Cinncinatti. Lord, how will I make this sanctum sanctorum a fit, abiding place for your eternal presence? How does just one man build a home for God? After all, I am just one man.
So we're here at the planning committee meeting for the shooting of the fourth degree, the new builder degree. This is the threshold of Scottish Rite Freemasonry and is quite a big call compared to maybe shooting the 17th degree, where we tried to capture the large majesty of one of our biggest productions. Here we have a lot of tight angles and important shots that deal with a single man's discussion with God.
What's interesting about the fourth degree is that you could take it figuratively and apply it to the process of filmmaking. It is very much about everyone making their contribution to the whole together.
So this will be on the wall or the ceiling?
Yeah, the wall.
On the wall.
All the walls. The whole interiors of the set.
The nerve-wracking part is that it is on paper for 4 to 6 months, and you're, you know, the entire time saying a little prayer. Is this going to work? Because it costs, you know, people's time and it costs money, and you want it to visually look correct for the film. So it's an anxious period until you finally get the set built. That's probably the one I lose the most sleep over.
This is the first video that anybody who joins the Scottish Rite will ever see from now on. Right? This is the one. This is the one that's going to set the tone. This is the one that's going to help us as we've all been engaged in this new path forward, trying to reinvigorate, reestablish, create, and keep the narrative on who we are.
The most important thing that I do as a costume designer and as a wardrobe stylist is that I find wardrobe that works within the scope of the story that we're trying to tell. And when my job is done well, sometimes that means not immediately noticing my job. I'll have you steam the underrobe, and then if you want to distress it with me, that would be great, because on the spot distressing.
Would the costume be clean or would it be dirty? You know, in this case, they're working in a construction site, so, you know, those considerations have to be made.
So I try to help translate our work on stage into the work in front of the camera. It can be extremely different, and it's very interesting. It's a big learning curve.
I'm Rachel Padula-Shufelt. I'm a makeup artist and wig and hair designer, so I'm here as the beard specialist to give everybody beards.
So one of the first things we had to do when we set up today was block all of the background actors so they knew where to move and which way to go.
We are the look of the film that you watch. So anytime you watch something on TV or a movie, when you go to the theater, there's somebody who is in charge of the look, and that's what the director of photography is. And I think a lot of people don't really know that. Everybody hears about the director. They're sort of the head of the whole team, so everybody knows about the director, but the director of photography is a whole other thing. People usually don't hear about the director of photography, but that's the person who's creating the look.
The temple was started with a solid foundation. No edifice can endure without that. Now that it is near completion, I am assured that what I have learned is properly applied, but what now? How do I make it acceptable to you?
Cut. What we're using is a jimmy jib. It's a triangle jimmy jib. It has a triangular structure to it, makes it rigid. And we're using an 18-foot arm, meaning that it's reaching from the pinnacle here out to the camera's 18 feet. And we're about 22 feet high with the lens position.
We're going to be able to come across into the temple. We have Hiram and Shadrach here, and hoping to be able to sort of sneak in our ruffian character in such a way that it creates some intrigue.
11 valleys, 7 states were involved in this. This is the first time that this is truly a jurisdiction-wide shoot, and we're very excited about what you're going to see. Some of the best of across our jurisdiction.
It's going to be big. It's going to be good. Great team, great cast. It'll be great.
This is absolutely amazing to see how professionals work. I'll tell you what, I'm happy to be here. Very happy.
Hiram is happy.
It was awesome. I was really glad to be a part of it. It's a really cool thing that we're doing, and I hope all the hard work pays off. I think it will.
It's just great to see how this all comes together, see how so many people with various, different skill sets and different parts come together to make, this great presentation. It's really something to be a part of that.
It's just absolutely mind-blowing to see everything that goes into putting together a production like this.
Absolutely incredible, to tell you the truth. It's so much more than I ever thought what is entailed in doing something like this. It is absolutely, right. We're in New England, so it's wicked cool.
Shot 48C, take 199.
Oh, to be but a craftsman. The plans are placed on the trestle board, and they need only follow them.
Cut.
We're set. I think it's a wrap, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's call it.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Look at this. Look at this. It's like yellow everywhere you look. It's all yellow. It's done.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.